To have a little bit of help making that decision.
Yeah, I like the sounds of that. Thank you, Wally. Well, coming up, how just one bid could land you a treasure trove of goods. And Gary then has the weather, and it was a beautiful day.
It certainly was, but it started with a coolish morning. Temperatures a little below average, but what a great November day it turned out to be. Still 23 degrees in Brisbane and Ipswich, 22 currently on the coast. Right now, let's have a look what's on tomorrow's Today Show.
Thanks, guys. Now, have you got problems with your telco? We're going to name the best and worst companies for service and cost.
And we reveal the fourth code word for our $1 million call. You don't want to miss it. See you in the morning.
To finance now, and the stock market closed lower. The All Ords down less than a point. Our dollar is buying 75 US cents. Petrol is averaging $1.29.5 across Brisbane. On the Gold Coast, it's $1.32.4. You see storage yards everywhere, but what happens when those renting space can no longer pay up? Storage shed owners are auctioning the contents, and for a bargain hunter, it can mean a treasure trove of cheap goods. Gary has the weather now. Gary, when are we expecting to see that shower?
We could even see a shower or two overnight, but early tomorrow morning it'll be mainly the coastal fringe and around the Bay Islands. It was a beautiful day today over the city, barely a cloud in sight. So we'll see a little bit move in overnight and tomorrow in some fresh southerly winds, but still a warm day expected. Let's have a look at temperatures across the southeast today. In early morning, they were a couple of degrees below average for November. The low was Bow Desert with 12 degrees. It got down to 13 in Ipswich, but a high of 30 today, 28 degrees in the city, right on the November average. Only 25 today, Redlands, while Toowoomba 27 degrees. In Caboolture, a low of 13 this morning, 28 the high, while the Sunshine Coast 16 and 26. On the weather map tomorrow, we have a trough over the far north that could produce a few showers. A lot of heat building down in the southeast corner. Some of those southern capitals could see the warmest day in around 9 months. A cold front will bring some cooler showers from WA moving into South Australia later in the day. Around the capitals tomorrow, heating up in Adelaide, 34 degrees, 30 on the way for Melbourne and sunny. Windy in Hobart and 29, 37 for Alice Springs. Canberra, mostly fine, 26. Sydney, 24 degrees. So back into our state. Onshore winds likely to produce a shower or two on the far north coast. That'll come later in the day. 31 for Cairns, Townsville. 37 and dry in the northwest for Mount Isa. Still very warm for Longreach. 35, 32 on the way for Roma. Partly cloudy along the coast, the Capricornia coast and Wide Bay tomorrow. There is the chance of a shower around Gympie, but mainly further south. So for our backyard, Bayside, the coastal fringe, a light shower or two. We're only looking at a millimetre or two at most. 28 in Caboolture tomorrow, 26 for the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast. Dry though for the western suburbs, 30 degrees and 26 on the way for Toowoomba. So don't expect too much in the rain gauges tomorrow. Southerly winds, Bayside reaching 15 to 20 knots, the seas up to 1.5 metres. So overnight, 19 degrees in the city, 28 the high. Tomorrow the sun up at 4:47 and still not expecting much in the gauge. The week ahead looking quite dry. Temperatures pushing back to the high 20s, even 30 degrees early next week. Dry around the western suburbs, 31 Saturday, 32 Sunday for Ipswich and staying in the 30s. And for the Gold Coast, early showers tomorrow morning, probably slightly heavy falls around the Gold Coast, but the days ahead looking nice.
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks, Gary. And there's more news on our website, 9news.com.au. Current affairs next. Good night.